February 21st, it was a normal day for 13-year-old Anna Thomas. She did her schoolwork as a homeschooled student, and after school, she was on the front porch of her Lambertown home holding her cat, enjoying the day. But that's when the ordinary day became the worst day of her life. A car speeding down Windham Road did not stop at the stop sign. The driver sped across the road, slamming into a car parked near where Anna was sitting. It then hit the porch, pinning the young teen underneath. Her mom, Mindy Thomas, describes that terrifying event.
We heard a car coming, and I didn't pay no attention. I heard the car, but my mother-in-law actually seen the car coming and the truck. And when it got about to the house before the stop sign, that's when she started screaming that the truck wasn't stopping and to move. Well, my son was in front of me beside our car, and when I happened to look and seen the truck done crossed over at the mailboxes, and my instincts was like to shove him out the way. So I shoved him into near my mother-in-law's car, and as soon as I did, he hit my car. And the impact from him hitting my car pushed me down to the ground. And that's when I see my car like going around in circles, and I seen it go into the house. And I figured when my daughter heard my mother-in-law, screaming that she possibly seen, and she got in the house. And my husband was coming out the house, and it pushed him back in. And all I could hear him scream was, "Anna, where's Anna?" And we started looking around. I ran around the yard a few times. Never seen her. I looked under my car, thinking that she was under my car. She wasn't there. Then I ran to his truck. I looked under his truck, and she wasn't there either. And luckily, my next door neighbor ran across the road, and my husband was looking at my porch, and a little bit of her hair was under my porch. And me and my father-in-law husband tried to pick the porch up, but it was so heavy we couldn't lift it. But our neighbor came and he helped lifted it, and my husband and father-in-law pulled her from underneath the porch. And she was face down, and she had dirt packed into her mouth, and she wasn't breathing at all. She had blood pouring off her face. Like, her body was so heavy. She had how when you pick your hand up and you can have a reflex? Mm-hmm. It was none of that. None of that at all. And my father-in-law luckily knows how to do CPR. He started digging the stuff out of her mouth, and him and my husband was doing CPR, and they did it. I don't even know how long. It felt like forever, but it wasn't. And then she finally made a little, and then I heard a, and that's when I knew that she was alive at that moment. And my mother-in-law was on the phone with EMS, and they was already on the way. And so my instincts was to run and check on the driver next. And that's what I did, because I didn't know who it was. I figured it could have been an elderly person that maybe had a heart attack or something. So I ran to the truck. And when I ran to the truck, I thought he was dead. You could see the airbag deflated, and he was bent over the steering wheel. And he happened to jump up, and he looked around. Then he looked straight directly at me in my eyes. And he made eye contact with me. He ran through the back of the truck and jumped out and was grabbed his head and was just screaming, I'm sorry," and then ran. And then I didn't even know it was a passenger in the truck. I guess it threw him in the floorboard. But then the passenger got out, and he was apologizing and saying that he was so sorry, and he didn't mean for none of that to happen.
35-year-old Alex Brandon Floyd was arrested, charged with hit and run, DUI, and driving under suspension. His bond has been denied. So what injuries did she sustain because of this?
She had bleeding on the brain. She has a hematoma still behind her ear, and it's actually a soft spot there now. She has to see a neurologist still. She has to go to physical therapy for physical therapy, cognitive speech therapy. She also has to see an orthopedic surgeon because she's having back issues now. Mm-hmm. Luckily she doesn't remember the actual accident, but she's having panic attacks to where she feels like she can't breathe. Yeah, she's out the hospital and she's alive, and I thank God she's alive, but having to remember this every night, that's the worst part, because we're all reliving it every single day.
What do you want to say about the community support that you've received, since this happened?
I can say the community they're really good people. Like, after, while the EMS was there, after, like, our yard was filled up with people. Like, even now, since we're not there, we have people that's keeping an eye on our property because other people wanting to walk through, knowing what happened, knowing we're not there. Every day there's someone calling or texting or messaging us, you know, making sure she's okay, seeing if we need anything. And not just the community, like everybody. People that I've never heard of, people I don't even know. Like, I can walk in the store and, you know, a random stranger is telling me that they prayed for my baby.
From the community, I mean, these are amazing people down here. They have really stepped up. Tamara Moore, they have done fundraisers on a cooler and gift cards and all that. That's still going on. There's been people bringing food, and with the praying and the calling and the texting, and there have been some that stopped by because they wanted to give, you know, the space. They didn't want to overwhelm Anna.
So you found out you're not alone.
Oh no, we're not alone.
Yeah.
Not only us, I mean, there's people from Andrews, Georgetown, other pastors and stuff. They, in churches, they've been calling and texting and bringing Anna stuff. There's been a lot of people bringing Anna all kinds of stuff. She's been getting all kind of things.